I'm going to refuse to pronounce that, but the B hit's already coming in, so I won't have to. Julie's flashed into the angle. It's a rough old fight for Synopsy, though. An early 1-for-1 as through the smoke goes one Flatro to try and have some impact. The auto director's having an absolute meh here, but we are recovering the situation. As into the 4-on-4 we head. Scenario already dinked down, but it doesn't matter as GXX inside a dig grabs himself a very swift double kill. And with just Groovy and Sydney now stuck on that ramp, headshot angle. Groovy able to grab at least one, but Scenario on low HP immediately there with the response. And, well, Rig on tapping away. It's not clean. It's a little messy around the edges, but BNE will not mind one bit. The B-site retake lands, and the CT start gets off to winning ways.
Yeah, fantastic, as you said, from GXX getting that double kill. That's what really...
left to work with. So realistically, a full B hit is not on the cards here. Smoke off maybe an angle. Might even need to use it to get out of these double doors, as for the moment they're hanging 4 people behind them. One Flatro is about to go peeking for this, and Groovy is watching the angle down low. Not to be finished off, but there's multiple bodies headed one Flatro's way. Deals with the first, tries to back off, needs the reload. That baits them into the crosshair to GXX, and the combo's good. Early 2v4, and GXX just keeps on swinging. Sydney now left up on his own, will at least trade away, but he's dinked down to 9 HP, and Synopsy is very quick.
Pretty much down on towards B. There's very little presence anywhere at the moment for the D side, and well, we're going to find a fight. Bad News Eagle decide they want to push forward. One Flatro somehow gets away with that kill right there. I don't know if he's going to live too much longer, though, trapped in the corner by Groovy, who had also caught that mid aggression, taking out Synopsy, and with Rigon's aggression now following up on mid, he could be in trouble. As you can see, Sydney, they're waiting for that smoke initially to fade away on the other side of mid, has just now backed away, and that's probably for the best. Have the numbers advantage just barely with Groovy being low. Well, they have the ability maybe to punish this aggression further, but no, Rigon manages to come away with a kill. A second goes his way, and suddenly, with GXX pushing down the ramp, it's all into the hands of Sydney to try and pull off a miracle pretty much to save the day here. Well, the first kill is the start, sure.
2 players there, almost lines them up. Nice headshot onto Scenari, but this time Sydney is able to punish the aggression, and that's a nice refrag to find. Buys a little bit of time, but look at Rigon. As soon as he realizes he smells a rat, he works his way in towards A, gets the kill. Meanwhile, Matthew has managed to open up B, and that makes things even more interesting. GXX missed shot, needed that one. Will look for a little more, and through the smoke connects onto Bialy to keep his team a man up. Fast flank as well, with Synopsy dealing with the first. This becomes increasingly ugly, and Rigon is quickly there to stabilize. Just feels like BNE at the moment, Dean, have a better idea of what UNGENTIUM are going to do than UNGENTIUM do, right? There's a flank there from Rigon that gets...
Should be expected. Groovy has definitely heard the footsteps. Rigon's actually peeked, I believe, in on mid at the same time. Scenario attempted some ramp aggression. That will allow the trade back, but I mean, it's a 1-for-1, and then there's a ton of damage done onto at least 2 of those players. Make it now all 4 of them. Nade goes in to finish off by Ali, and they're just being picked apart one by one. We don't even get an opportunity to see exactly how it unfolds, because it's just one bullet here and there, and Nade landing near their feet, and suddenly Matty's left all alone. Didn't even have the bomb with him. It was back in spawn. He's going to pick that up, and I'll hope he can find some mistakes being made here within the next minute. I don't know if saving is all that great of an option either.
Might be able to get at least a pick. Rigon's going to go for a wander down mid. He will get that. Nice headshot onto the second of Synopsy as well. And now this starts to get a little bit worrying for BNE. No real information about what's going on. Damage onto both of these remaining players as well. GXX and One Flatro struggling ever so slightly. GXX misses this early shot on the AWP, and it's a nice pre-fire angle for Matthew as well. We could be onto something here. As he lines things up, GXX, he's being lined up, he's being tagged down, 2 HP for the AWP. He'll have to retreat, plants come through. Matthew looking for the big 1v4 here. No utility to get himself into this one, so he's just going to have to play the site. Turtle up and hope he can line them up. Knocks down one, but not the second. One here out red. One Flatro starting to clear his corners. Should be able to deal with him, and does. Surely gives away a little bit that B-site's looking vulnerable, though. The B-site player being caught in middle, and as they work their way up the ramp, UNGENTIUM, it is going to be Juan Flatro solo to defend. Up against 3. AWP trained on his position as well. A couple of warning shots fired away. Can't quite land. Bialy opens up the site. And a big opportunity here from UNGENTIUM. They find themselves 3-on-2. Scenari and GXX a long way away on this rotation, with Matthew also posted on the long angle. This is a really nice afterplant now for UNGENTIUM. Nade will chip away at the AWP, but he won't mind. Stays posted on the angle. Flashbang's just a little too late. GXX not quite making it work. And this will be the first round on the board for UNGENTIUM as GXX backs away to save. And it feels like they've just started to get a read on what BNE are doing, right? That time they get the early pick and presence in mid. They force the fights. They get themselves the 4-on-4, expecting the aggression out A main, which we haven't seen from them yet.
One up and a couple of deagles. And as long as UNG work together from this point out, manage to trade effectively, there really shouldn't be too much trouble, bar a bit of a hero play coming out from Bad News Eagles.
And here's the hero play. GXX peeking down B. Ruby is next up, and Rigon just not expecting that presence. Will be taken down cleanly. At the very least, that's bomb spotted, which presents an interesting dilemma for the T side. Little do they know, Synopsy has got aggressive into A main as well, as GXX looks to lurk the AWP back towards mid. Timing's all over the place, as now Synopsy will start to work his way out of this main control and into Sydney, who's looking, but not quite looking the right way. Gets taken out, 2v2 now. GXX in the right position to cut this one down, and he takes the AWP on the transfer. Groovy is left in the 1v2. He's going to try and hunt this AWP, but with 30 seconds left on the clock, he's got to be conscious of the time. Synopsy picking up an AK in the meanwhile as well, and well, he's read it. GXX gets the kill. And as
Eagles at the moment seem to be a bit too much for them to handle.
At the very least, UNGENTIUM are trying something a bit different here. Control in towards main. Nate stack outside of mid, does chip away at one, and it's, well, Rigon. He's on a one and done angle here, to say the very least. On the high ground, but he can't find the shot. Prism takes him out, and now GXX under pressure. They're swarming him. Jawan Flatro on the rotation, though, is there to back his AWPer up, and with 3 quick kills, they turn the tide. Groovy able to grab at least one and finally put that AWP down, but he loses everything else in the process. And Sydney is left with the 1v3 to try and clutch up. One Flatro ready and waiting for it, and again, BNE just being
pushed through with him, but they don't have the bomb anywhere nearby. The question is, can they cause more trouble here to maybe let that bomb have success elsewhere on the map? Groovy manages to get a decent kill there on one Flatro. That's another weapon in their hands now. Sydney brought down low, but with Scenari damaged, with Synopsy here under pressure as well, this round could very quickly spiral out of control for Bad News Eagle.
This is chaos now. They've got full A-site control in UNGENTIUM, but that bomb is so far away. Groovy going to go for a swing, and GXX again, not quite able to land the shot. Teammate goes down, and this is a golden opportunity now for UNGENTIUM. 2v4, and I don't think the CT side really want anything to do with it. Scenari and GXX looking at the economy of their team, looking at the situation they find themselves in, have backed away from it, headed over towards that B site, and you've got to imagine this is going to be the save call. So a little bit of a round out of nothing really for UNGENTIUM. A quick deagle pick onto Rigon, gets an AWP into their hands, and from there, it just felt like there was chaos across the map. Nobody really knew what was going on whatsoever, and maybe that's the solution. A little bit of chaos, caught a few rotations off guard, and they nabbed themselves around.
I mean, how many times have we seen this, though? The weaker weapons manage to thrive, as
we've normally seen elsewhere. Pot flash to get in, though, and they line up. One Flatro combining well with Rigon to get 2 opening picks. And again, it's UNGENTIUM on the back foot. Sydney looking to correct that, though. Does manage to find a quick pick in middle. And again, with that lack of mid control, you can see the CT starting to scramble a little bit. Scenari working his way into donut. One Flatro, once again, the thorn in the side of Matthew as he finds the flank timing. And 2v4, I mean, they've abandoned the A site, the B site rather, so there is definitely timings here for Bialy. The question is, how soon do the CT side realize where the hole is and start to look to patch it?
Good catch by Sydney, at least, but unfortunately dinked down low before actually getting the kill, and the nade's going to finish him off. No way you can survive that, and well, with that, the only hope really is a bomb plant, at least adding to the economy. It is gonna say possible that at least a bomb plant gives them the full buy, but with a kill before getting this bomb down now, suddenly he has a small bit of time to try reposition. Scenari doesn't have his assistance here yet, so I was gonna say the chance to force this 1v1 in towards the caves was there for Bialy. Unfortunately, Scenari instead was able to create the angle. Plenty of time, of course, for that defuse, but both of them have.
One flashbang over the top feels like it really could start to unravel this one. Scenari tucked close on the right-hand side of the doors. A lot to do. Blinded up. Can only get the 1-for-1 teammate. Able to at least trade, but it's into the even 3-on-3. And with Matthew finding the pick onto Rigon, suddenly it's the man advantage for UNGENTIUM with 35 seconds left. Miss flash. One Flatro goes down. And GXX, well, he's looking to do the impossible. USP gets him one. He wants another. He wants Bialy. He's flashed out. Bialy goes for the knife and misses. And Sydney... again, you start to feel a little nervous, don't you? 50 seconds left on the clock. Still plenty of utility to plan this into an execute. But once again, BNE are starting to get a read on this situation. 3 players in towards the A site as the utility pops out. Molotov to try and force GXX into the open, which it does. A tag and nothing more. Prism down low. Sydney finds the kill, however, and now Synopsy with a lot to do, but they line up for him, make it easy. 2 for 1. And Groovy trying to stabilize the situation will be his next victim. Sydney this time thrown into the 1v2 as Synopsy looking to do a bit of gun juggling. Scenario on full HP will get the rifle. Sydney looks to bait just a little bit more info. The pistol baits him in, and Scenario knocks him the round. Synopsy currently knife out. He's looking to boost his teammate up. Needs to get his weapon out. Smartish. The boost up's red. And now they look to swing. They look to fight. And it's a team kill that is their undoing. Even 3-on-3. Rigon strikes. And the B site has fallen. Lurking towards mid as well for Juan Flatro should be good for a freebie here. Groovy not going to expect it whatsoever. And at this point, Matthew, I think he needs to try and save that AWP. They need something to keep him fighting. The economy absolutely decimated now for UNGENTIUM, and indeed, he's going to try and back away. But try is the word, because Juan Flatro is hunting. Timing's awkward for him. Doesn't spot his man as he works his way into Temple. So Matthew might be able to thread the needle here and get out alive. But the timings will be a little bit troublesome because the support is now actually coming for Juan Flatro as well.
That's a little bit unfortunate, I'm going to say, over on the ramp right there. Prism was just so low. He stepped out 1 bullet, and he's having a very rough game as well at 4-17 right now. Never been a moment where it's looked like UNG had it in them to really get the comeback going. It was always kind of, okay, that's something, but they need to build off of it. Fortunately, they just never got that far into it. Synopsy with the double kill on mid. Scenario was trying to help him out a little bit. He just put down suppressing fire. He'll have his opportunity now, though, to catch this B aggression as Sydney falls. And, well, taking one to the grave with him alongside Prism's kill as well does give some hope back to UNG here. But it's a 2-on-3. They still need to flip on its head in order just to find some life.
Fighting for every ounce of control they can get here. And Matthew might have an opportunity. Scenario works his way back into mid, then maybe that's something, but now Matthew's on his own. 1v3, not B3. That's a demolition job straight up from B.
Towards top B, but then there's a lot more presence in on B itself as well. This is a heavy stack at the moment, and well, the correct decision is being made to bring this towards A. They need to move fast, though. That flank should be able to catch one. Flatro, never mind. Gets a little bit of a notifier that there is at least one player moving in from the bottom of mid as well. They've left one behind to hold on to that, and Synopsy, realizing that there's a ton of presence, needs to get in towards that bomb site where they do trade out. And well, that lurker in towards long is going to find some success as well. Getting the bomb down, though, I was going to say might have been some trouble, but well, that smoke should give them the room to do so. 3-on-2 after plant, and well, no kick currently in the possession of UNGENTIUM, rather. I don't think they actually had one.
The timings all over the shop. Absolute chaos in this pistol. The backstab needing to come in swiftly here. As Synopsy toys with the apartments player, rips his head clean off. And now just Sydney, nothing doing as Scenario puts him down. That firepower differential, the fact that BNE really should feel comfortable in having the firepower advantage. The stats not looking great for UNGENTIUM. So you don't really want to be falling into those sort of chaotic patterns, because as soon as you do, you're feeding into the natural aimers, the Juan Flatros, the Scenarios, Synopsies, the Rigons of the world, and just making it that little bit easier for them.
It's just started absolutely lashing rain. Hopefully you can hear that in the background. Very loud for some reason. Scenario, though, nice little catch of 2. All things considered, it shouldn't be too much of an issue since they've already sent presents up.
Default setup into this one. A little bit of utility forces the CTs back off the opening banana aggression. And what looks like an apps pop to be called here, just to charge on out into the A site. Try and get that Mac 10 up close and personal. Early trade's decent. Synopsy finds a second. And now it's just those rotations coming in from long, but Synopsy continuing to frag out. Has a low HP Bialy next up to be chopped on down. And well, Prism 1v4, and they're going to hunt this as well. Rigon is not willing. over the half wall, flashes to follow the retake to try and land here. Multiple bodies committed to it. Sydney with the early spray down immediately. GXX is there with the trade, and now the B site in trouble. CT smoke, but they're going to disrespect it, and from new boxes, Prism has got a lot to do here. 3 players already up through pool. The pop flash to get him out, but one Flatro fully blind takes advantage of the health. Prism already tagged down in those opening moments, makes it all the more difficult. Now the man advantage make it 2 as Bialy a little too keen and the smoke a little too fast to fade, and already look at the call from Synopsy. He wants to take everything away from this CT side. Matthew is left in the 1v4. And well, it's a 1v4 for his own survival, quite frankly, because Scenario is not going to let him get away easily. Nice shot for the first. Pinted in from just about everywhere, however, it was only going to be a matter of time.
But yeah, I'm very surprised we haven't gotten this pause you've been calling for. You should perhaps be the one on the server typing pause for them because they need a bit of time to chat. We'll see whether things turn around in their favor or not now. And well, it's a decent start with Matty getting that initial kill. Unfortunately, it doesn't last very long. GXX's off is able to very quickly get a return kill. Although, with a ton of damage being taken, one Flatro decides to push through that long smoke as well. Again, overconfidence at points can cost you, especially when UNGENTIUM have already called for this rotation heavily towards the A bomb site, and some risks with these peaks are being taken. But they're working out, the shots are landing. This is looking a little bit better from UNG, and definitely are on track to take their first round. It's going to have to be something they can build on top of as well. And the economy is already ridiculous for BNE.
GXX just to look for X.
But landing there, I believe, on Scenario as well. Might have been a nade, but I'm pretty sure the wall bank hit him down to 47, but he's still willing to take the risk going through that smoke. A flash in from his teammate allows for the numbers to very quickly be evened up.
They want to go off the back of that as well. Orp looking to play on the angle, knows he's got to get proactive with it. There's bodies there for him, hits the first, can't quite react in time to double it. Sydney now up into CT with a lot to do. 3 on 3, the spam through, just trying to bait them across, and Synopsy playing with fire here, tagged again. We'll be able to transfer that bomb to the site. 3 on 3, gonna be the afterplant. Synopsy looking to punch in the numbers, takes a little more damage on his exit. The retake, not in a great position either. Look at the utility the CT side have got left. One flashbang. That will try to pop them into the angles. Synopsy playing inside of the smoke, though, unexpected, and he gets 2. Last man finally puts him down, but the trade is instantaneous.
A bit more standard on the CT hold this time around as well. They don't have the utility to try and get as aggressive as they did before, at least not around Banana. Instead, a bit of a crazy push there up through apartments, which doesn't work out all that well. Was a bit of success, I believe, back towards the stairs at least, so the trades come in initially, and they're going to continue actually to do so. Unfortunately for UNG, though, it's going to work out for BNE as they catch both of those players pushing forward on B and have just completely stolen the bomb site. Decent read by Bialy, though, to check top oranges.
No bomb. They got to go back. They got to go all the way back, and Matthew is actually, he was waiting for this push out balcony, all that timing. Rigon should know what's up here as well. The timings are, oh, they're ridiculous. Spotted. One Flatro can't land the shot, however. And now this gets awkward. Matthew is just lurking in the apartments. Teammate rotating in support as well. This is a nice little crossfire between Library and the apps. Matthew flashed out to take the peek, but he can't land the shot, and it's all on Bialy, who's tapped away by Rigon.
Still, it does feel like should be able to give us a little bit more. I mean, names like Bialy, Groovy, Matty as well, his stats have been nuts on this team. I was expecting a lot more, and maybe he'll hear my call out now. Sometimes that's all they need. Nade into the, maybe do some damage. Not quite finishing Rigon though, unfortunately, in one Flatro he has the timing. Here's the smoke, somehow survives being traded from the pit as well. Only takes 5 damage, what the hell happened?
It must have been through the wall, that is ridiculous, and he's going to go off the back of that as well. Trying to continue to apply pressure in towards the pit. Playing around the edge of his smoke. He's got half an angle here. Will be tagged down through it. Bialy, a wise veteran, knows the tricks. And the man advantage now here for UNGENTIUM. Something to work with. Rigon finds one, but Bialy again is there for the trade. And he's got support through the arches now. Bomb on the back of Synopsy has gone down. GXX again struggling to rein in the shots. And UNGENTIUM will have their second round.
That aggressive, so Ruby was just caught with his pants down. It's going to be a quick push on towards A, it looks like, and actually going to try and wrap it. A flash through the long smoke. There's 2 players for one Flatro to deal with, and this time the spray is pretty much perfect. Sure, Prism was low, but he needed to snap onto him there very, very fast indeed. And, well, with only Matty left standing on the bomb site itself on 10 health there, he's going to be dealt with by the nade. And, I mean, if you're Sydney at this point, you're saving surely just so you have the weapon to work with, because everyone else's economy is completely ruined.
You wouldn't think there's many other options. Just trying to hold on inside of this B side, but he's going to be hunted down. They'll throw the kitchen sink. 3 players, in fact, Molotovs to try and flush him into the open. Gets the first, grabs the second as well. And I mean, at this point, as you said, the economy's been scrapping. Not sure BNE will necessarily want to commit the AWP into that fight as well. So GXX will just back off to the corner. Holds on.
52 already. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but considering how the game's going, those little bits of damage are just so uninspiring. And Rigon reads the boost. Matty's head's gone. The op, I don't think even really given the time to be recovered. Instead, Prism is hoping for the trade around the edge of the smoke, and Rigon is just going to keep causing havoc on B. A one-tap on Bayali as well. Instantly swapped to the knife. He was fully confident that that was going to land. And Nade should maybe even finish Sydney. No, not quite. He gets out a boiler in time, but they know at least one of these players is over towards A. I was going to say they could run the bomb to B, but it looks like instead they're just going to wrap in and get those kills for themselves. And it's Rigon looking for the ace. There it is. That was nasty. Next matchup as well between the winner of Falcons and Ecstatic, where I think they probably will be challenged a bit more at the very least, but I would maybe still put them as the favorite if they play like this. That's ridiculous. It didn't even look like it was on initially.
When it rains, it pours, man. When it rains, it pours. Early 3-on-5. Matthew trying to wrestle back some control of the situation. The problem is, as he gets a kill, immediately Synopsy finds one in response over towards B. And again, just losing numbers. That bomb can head over towards the B bomb site quite happily. Matthew's covering half a dozen angles at once. They know where the last man is as well now. And they're going to hunt him. Again, BNE know they've got this B site. They don't care. They just want
to force the issue. As Sceneri jumps past the player close on the half wall, manages to actually get the kill on Prism deep in on Banana. The problem is they don't realize this player is close, but a 1-for-1 trade will be plenty. That is worthwhile. They get a weapon out of it. It's a Galil. They had also taken the advantage already at the bottom of Banana, and with GXX landing the headshot on Bayali there with a nice little up flick, it's going to be a 4-on-2 that is just spiraling out of control for UNG.
Oh, not like this, not like this. 5-7 of one Flatro gets another one. This shouldn't be allowed to happen. This all starts because they get a P250 kill through smoke while Sydney is sat in the top banana smoke, lighting them past. And then the butterfly effect unravels it into this. A 1v4 attempt for Groovy. He gets the first. Synopsy next up on the chopping block. There's low HP bars here, but one Flatro. UNGENTIUM, I think, as we pointed out in the pre-game, maybe lacking firepower a little bit. I think certainly lacking the star power for moments like this when things really start to unravel and you need someone to, you know, wrestle control of a round of a map back. Just hasn't felt like they've had those pieces now. And as you said, the disrespect continuing. 3 quick kills. They're looking to get this one done swiftly. One Flatro in with one more, and well, it's stat padding at this point. One Flatro will take it 22-6, and it will be BNE who take it 2-0. I think